Welcome back to Keeping Current with Grubby and Minx, your only source of news. This is our follow-up special charity episode in regards to our last live episode where we learned the unfortunate fate of journalist Grubby Grubberson, who's now been wrongfully imprisoned by the Biden administration. On today's episode, we'll feature guests such as Keeping Current's legal correspondent, Clayton Bullark, who will discuss Grubby's case. As well, we'll speak with an asylum seeker who started a historic freedom house here in America. And we'll close off today's episode by taking charge against cowardly pro-masking groups. This is Keeping Current, your only source of news. So we're joined here by Keeping Current's legal representative, Clayton Bullark. Thank you so much for coming on the show to speak to the audience today, Clayton.
Thank you very much, Minx.
So you're here to discuss the wrongful detainment of our other co-host, Grubby. Is that correct?
If to our viewers who may have missed it, Grubby Grubberson was part of alleged whistleblowing and document leak. The only known perpetrator is an anonymous username of BodyShot69. Grubby has been associated with this individual, and the federal government and the Clinton Foundation has seen fit to wrongfully imprison this divine journalist.
So it seems to be the case that the government's sort of making Grubby a martyr in this case. They're looking for a scapegoat in this failure of their own institution.
Well, we're seeing a massive backlash that I'm sure the Biden administration has a little too Alzheimery to understand that they were creating. Grubby's getting a lot of support, which is why we're running this charity episode to begin with. Last week you started the charity to support Grubby and Keeping Current, and it's just exploded ever since. So we're looking to keep that pushing forward while we deal with Grubby's case.
Yeah, we're quite excited and proud of how much support we've seen over this whole charity event that we've thrown on here for Grubby and for the podcast in general. We're seeing quite a bit of funds coming in. It's been great to see that support.
And all of it is needed still. We're far from covering all the costs of the trial and any other punitive costs that Grubby and Keeping Current might incur.
Yes, we need to cover other expenses that our podcast has, such as...
Well, just a loss of potential revenue due to an icon missing from the program is all that's needed to be said.
Perfect. We'll
loss
leave
of revenue.
We'll leave it at that. You're the legal go-to. I'll trust your judgment on saying anything more to that. So even with this outcry from other freedom fighters and patriots and sovereign citizens and proud men and women in this country, just tell us straight, how good is Grubby's case? Is there a chance we'll get our co-host out and be able to move on to tell the truth even more on a grander scale someday?
It is an uphill battle Grubby will face. Frankly, a very steep hill. Someone might even say mountainous in nature. Best case scenario at this point is a plea deal of some kind. Grubby has unfortunately announced his association with this BodyShot69. Best we can hope for in this plea deal is to offer up the identity of BodyShot69. For the time being, Mr. Grubberson has maintained his journalistic integrity by keeping his sources confidential against my advice.
Well, that's an interesting predicament we seem to have for poor Grubby there in his detainment. Well, Thank you so much for the updates today. We're excited to hear that the ball is rolling. Whether it's going up or down, time will tell. But we're happy to see that we're making traction here for Grubby, and we're hoping to see him come home soon.
Absolutely, and I'd like to say is even though I am technically part of his legal team, I'm just a cog in the machine at this point. I can say that any and all support is welcome and necessary at this point, and it's been heartwarming to see the support we've received, and it'll be even more heartwarming to see the support that we will get from the listeners today. Yeah, I'm happy to be on standby for any legal analysis you'd like. It's been a while, Minx. You're a good guy.
It has been back to those.
What's that on your wrist there? That Patek Philippe Nautilus?
Oh yes. I just got this the other day actually. Just shortly after we started seeing the inflow.
Right from the around that time. Yeah, a little bit of cash inflow. Cool.
It could have been maybe before, maybe after that happened. All I remember is the two events coinciding almost in a similar time frame.
Might not be appropriate for why I'm here, but just kind of friend to friend. Have you been investing in crypto recently?
Well, this particular source of revenue and personal income hasn't come from crypto. No,
okay.
I do dabble here and there, but.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting into it. I gave some to my dog for that Dogecoin, but he's done nothing with it.
Oh yes, yeah. Like we've talked about that here. It's it'll be interesting to see how that demographic continues. Yeah, very interesting interaction with the market in our country and globally, as we've learned.
Yeah, you guys see a lot of experts on this show, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Any of them nerds?
Oh, are you kidding me? Did you not see well, I guess you may have not seen the segment because I know how much you don't like to, see or associate with those types of people. But we had a real big, bad nerd on the show during that whole live episode. And I'm sure our audience remembers the whole ordeal, but... Just a bad, awful guest. It's just bad to have people like that on our show.
Trick them, prank them in any way, like twist his nipples or anything.
My personal approach to these fucking nerds is just being straight up, just point out their flaws, break them down as quick as you can, as fast as you can.
And that's my strategy too in Grubby's case.
Absolutely,
find the legal nerds, metaphorical nerds. Strip them down.
Oh yeah, wedgies, pants pulled down, all the classics.
Hurt them, yeah.
Just make them feel miserable about themselves.
In a legal sense, in a legal context.
Yes, in the domain of law.
In the domain of law, in a legal sense, metaphorically speaking.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Not technically, but I hate nerds. So,
yeah.
All right. Excellent. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming on to the charity show. And again, viewers, please donate whatever you can, as much as you can, as often as you can.
Anything, everything.
It's all going to a great cause.
Even if it's as little as 30% of your weekly paycheck.
Yeah, small donations like that are greatly appreciated. Our next guest on the show today, we've actually had on our podcast once before, so he's a veteran to keeping current. We're joined here today with Kiori Pashunta. Welcome back in studio.
Hey, Minx, how the fuck are you doing, you dumb fucking idiot? Remember me? You remember when we saw each other on the fucking Pakistani border? You racist cunt.
Yes, I do remember our experience together.
I'm just fucking around, Minx. I love you. You're a great guy.
Well, we're happy that you made it to somewhere safer for you for the time being. So, our viewers are probably just eager to learn how did you escape? How did you flee from PETA?
Well, let me tell you, those fuckers, they chased me all through Pakistan. Found a little group funded by the Koch brothers. They fucking flew me out, took me to California. They said, hey, you big strong guy, we can fucking use you, but like, you can be free, but we can use you. And I'm like, fuck, I haven't eaten in days, so it's... Anyway, came to California about maybe 2 days after you and I fucking talked, and I've just been chilling up in America.
Yeah, it seems like it'd be a...
Culture shock, let me tell you, from Afghanistan. Holy fucking Christ.
Oh, yeah,
it's fucking way different out there. Whoa, let me tell you.
Completely different cultures. Tell us a bit, tell us, our audience, how you're adjusting. Is there, differences in social greetings, cuisine, just general mentalities? Like, what do you find so
cuisine is
interesting?
different. It took me a minute to adjust, but some of the shit is pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Do you have a couple of favorite American dishes that you've been trying out?
McDonald's is pretty good. Better than the fucking opium poppy flowers that were growing in the fields that I have to eat. And the just fucking dust fields that they have in Afghanistan. That place kind of sucks.
Oh,
you ever thought about that? Afghanistan kind of sucks.
I can guarantee you that myself and our viewers have thought
I never
about
thought that there'd be like trees and shit and like normal people who didn't like try and shoot each other. It's kind of weird.
Well, sometimes Americans get red-blooded.
Oh, but they do it kind of in a fun way. They do it in a fun way.
Yeah, there's a point to it. It's patriotism. It's sport.
Right.
Likes of that. It's
I can get behind that. I'm a big fan.
Absolutely.
I've gone to a few ball games. Playing catch with my pals has been pretty good. But sometimes they give me a little shit for being Afghani and a centaur. But whatever.
Yeah,
what can you do, right?
You're bound to experience just a bit of xenophobia. But it sounds like you're having quite a luxurious time in America. You said you started as a worker, which I'm sure being a centaur, you have a lot of horsepower behind you to get the job done.
Some problems.
How have you gotten so much wealth, though? It seems like you're doing a lot of partying, a lot of exploring, traveling, trying out cuisine.
You were saying a second ago, it was hard for me to find work initially. You go get a job at some fucking Home Depot kind of place, and then the apron don't fit because I'm half a horse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And then I can't wear pants because they don't make pants in horse.
Well, could you wear 2 pairs of pants?
Oh man, that gets into a big philosophical debate.
That's true. That we'll save that for another day.
For hundreds of years. Let me tell you.
That's a question bigger than
for me, where the pants, the belt line is around the waist, and the waist is the human part.
Oh yes.
So everything's got to be covered. It gets kind of hot. You know what I mean?
Quite a feat in seamstress.
Yeah, but anyway, I was kind of like working around doing this and that. A big thing that I noticed was. Well, I don't know if you know this. There's a saying in Afghanistan where, like a centaur got the fingers of a man and the cock of a horse. Right?
Okay.
So we're a very sexual kind of thing, right? We, sometimes I'm out, my little fucking cock is hanging out. And, some people like that around here, in California. So I met a couple ladies, had a little bit of a, doing a thing.
Yeah,
we're fucked.
Yeah.
And then they were kind of old and they died. I couldn't really, I don't know humans that well. I was like, oh, a woman, this is great. I get the fuck up. And then they died, and then they were rich, and they gave me some money, left me some money, and then I was like, well, I need to do something good with that fucking money. Yes,
we've heard, outside of just your sort of opportunity to experience our culture, you've actually already started building a community by the sounds of it. You're starting to invest back into America through supporting different patriots, as we'd say. Please tell us more about that.
Absolutely. So we call it Freedom House. Coming from war-torn Afghanistan and the skeet, the PETA, the Taliban, it's just no good out there. Freedom, liberties, big part of me now. Didn't think about it before until it affected me, and I shouldn't have done that way. We need to always protect our liberty, always protect our freedom. And so I was looking at America, and I was like, you guys have left behind some of the biggest heroes. You've cast them aside. Greatest heroes your country ever seen. And half the country, throw them away. So I started Freedom House to house people who lost their jobs, their livelihoods, got ill from the January 6th insurrection. Those perpetrators are some of the bravest men and women I've ever seen in my entire life. And I just wanted to have a place for them to be when the democratic world turns against them.
Absolutely. There's nothing more central in your freedoms than being able to challenge your government, to hold them accountable. And those heroes on that day, those patriots, really, really, really got that message across.
Absolutely. And so we offer a wide variety of services. We have beds. We have long-term and short-term beds. We have an attorney service for people who are currently under arrest and under criminal investigation. We have a team of trolls who will find and dox and release information on employers who let their employees go for being part of this heroic act.
Now, do you mean trolls as in the internet trolls or like literal trolls?
Are you saying that because I'm a centaur?
Well, you can't blame me for asking a question.
I can absolutely fucking blame you. That's absolutely fucking racist.
Are trolls not real then?
I have no fucking idea. I don't think so.
Okay, so internet trolls.
Internet trolls,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
We have one named Vladimir. He's pretty cool. Came over. I don't know where he's from. He just was sent over, and I'm like...
But again, so it sounds like you're talking about a mythical troll, right?
No, Vladimir, Russian.
Okay, so still internet, cybersecurity, cyber...
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of ugly, but he drinks a lot with me, and that's pretty cool.
Well, fair enough. He's doing, the Lord's work in this...
He eats a lot of pickles, let me tell you that. Yeah. Anyway, other services we got going on, other than the exposing troll corps, we call them. They're we militarize them. They're trying to expose both the people who punish our heroes and those who actively try and go against them. So any libtard, Democrat, socialist,
people of the institution, police officers,
LGBT, QFJ, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, anyone who's just a sheep to the government's
absolutely
control. And
right now we're actually working on exposing some secrets on Kamala Harris as we fucking speak, but I won't reveal that quite yet.
We will save that for another episode. I'm sure our listeners will be excited to hear about that.
You'll see. But fucking the Freedom House is a giant 20-room house. We got outside LA in the hills. It's pretty rich, pretty swanky. Jake Paul used to live there. Some pretty cool fun stuff in there. And then some TikTokers get lost. Some hot chicks. Some young people, they get lost, they show up. We're like, hey, have a party with us. We're Freedom House. And then they're like, cool. And so we get a chance to talk to the younger generation, get to change their mind on some things. And then we can give them alcohol. They can change their mind pretty fucking quickly.
Oh, absolutely. Doing some nice political canvassing, it seems.
Absolutely. Helping out the youth, right?
Yeah, that's great to hear that you're doing such good works for those true American patriots.
God bless them.
Where, yes, absolutely, the Lord bless those men, those brave men, those brave women, for doing what is right in this nation in a time of uncertainty. So now that our listeners have a chance to hear about Freedom House, we'll have a link for donations to Freedom House on our webpage. Of course, we still have our links to donate. Please, please, please give whatever you can. Give however much you can, however often you can. Please, please, please donate to our cause here to get Grubby out of his confinement, his illegal and irrational confinement. And yes, check those links out on our webpage. You'll find ours front and center on our webpage, of course. And the Freedom House one it'll be somewhere on our webpage. Anyways, we'll head into our next topic here today. Keeping current would be nothing if it wasn't for our just unindomitable will, our iron will to proceed, to keep going despite the odds of these naysayers, of these anti-freedom, evil men and women in our country. we've seen the wrongful imprisonment, the illegal imprisonment of Grubby, and we did this charity show trying to get him out by our own attempts at vigilante justice. You know, justice, not vigilante justice, just pure, true American justice. We're taking it to task today. We're acting on our own free will as Americans to confront these anti-democratic, anti-civil rights groups today. We're making calls to pro-mask groups to confront them here and now about their crimes against this country. We're going right into our first call. Hello. Is this Luchadors for Sick Kids?
Hola, sí, luchador, yeah.
I have a bone to pick with you today. We're absolutely livid and furious by what your organization does. How do you have the right to do what you do? How do you have the right to be this anti-American?
¿Por qué?
You sit here in your ivory tower telling citizens to do what they don't want to do with their bodies. You tell them cover themselves with a mask. How dare you? How dare you tell people to put on a mask? That's ridiculous. What do you have to say for yourself?
Senor, we just work with a community center in Mexico City.
I don't care what kind of communist bullshit you're trying to pull on me right now, sir. For the kids. That's indoctrination is what it is. You're indoctrinating the youth with pro-mask rhetoric.
See?
How you're gonna sit here and say "see" to me? How about you speak English, sir, and say yes instead? This is viewers. This is exactly why we do what we do. These immigrants, these just illegal aliens, think they can get away with this pro-mask, anti-youth, anti-children. They want to kill your kids with this evil ideology. This is absolutely ridiculous. I hope you just fail as an organization, sir. This is appalling. You are just absolutely destroying this country.
See.
And now we'll go on to our second call against these evil pro-life maskers. Hello, is this Bring Back the Mask? An activist for Bring Back the Mask?
Yeah, my name is Ken. Yeah.
Well, you know what, sir? We've doxed you. We've found your personal information. We know who you are. We know where you live. We have your phone number. We have your personal records. And we want to confront you today for being pro-mask. How can you speak to me today telling me that you're pro-mask when it's so anti-American?
Sorry, what? What are you doing? What are you talking about?
So, tell me that this is correct. You're an activist for Bring Back the Mask.
Yes,
after we've gone through these lockdowns and we've gone through this government tyranny, and you want it back. I think you want it back to hurt our children.
I don't know who you are, but now more than ever, we need the mask back. It's beloved by all.
This is nobody loves the mask, sir. How dare you imply that on our show?
Some would argue it's the movie that made Jim Carrey. It really marked him there.
It really is a government tool of indoctrination. What the mask is.
What we want is to bring back Jim Carrey. His story wasn't finished.
I don't care what high-level Hollywood elites you have in your organization. Hollywood is full of pedophiles and evil Satan worshippers. I don't care which one of them you got on your billing here, sir. That is a whole bunch of phooey. I am just incredibly infuriated with what you're implying here. You know, I just can't stand these absolute cold-blooded, lizard-like, just nerds, these fucking piece of shit, anti-democratic people like this. Viewers, you've seen the type of people we've been calling in our show today, and you see the urgency to maintain the golden nature of our democracy in this country. We're going to take the fight to this last caller, who I have to say is the absolute bottom of the barrel, pro-mask, lowest denominator in our culture. These are evil people. So, is this the facial mask company?
Yeah, I'm George Porman of the Facial Mask Company. How can I help you today?
How can you even answer the phone with that kind of attitude? Sir, you are killing Americans.
Sorry, what's going on?
You are killing, you are indoctrinating, you are just spitting on American democracy. How can you go home to your family each and every day expecting open arms from your wife and kids when you're sitting here raping the Constitution itself?
Listen, I am so sick of these eco-terrorists calling me. People like you we're just trying to make
eco-terrorists.
Skincare products. We are skincare products.
We are red-blooded Americans.
There's nothing bad for the environment.
Sir,
there's nothing bad for America.
Those masks do nothing for the skin. They create terrible acne. They give you herpes and syphilis.
Maybe our competitors. I don't know. That's a claim
I don't care. You and your competitors are both equally as immoral. You're both absolutely
the facial mask company
equally
does not
destroying our country, sir.
It does not cause syphilis or any form of STD.
Your masks, they cause oxygen deprivation. They cause autism.
Not if used properly, sir. Not if used properly. We have directions on the thing.
The directions are bullshit. That's all government propaganda. That's
underwater, and you put it on.
You're expecting you tell us wear these masks, and now you want us to watch them? You want us to just do laundry with these things? You want us to be clean and cleanly and just focus on hygiene?
Who is this? Who is this?
Sir, this is your worst enemy is who it is, sir. My name is Minx, and I'm here with Keeping Current, and we're here to take you down today. Sir, remember this phone call. This is the phone call that signaled the doom of your company and the revitalization of American democracy.
These phone calls are recorded for customer service.
I hope they are, sir. We have you locked.
I'm going to send this right to our legal team, because this is libel, this is slander, and you better not be distributing this.
Sir, this is fantastic. We have our own legal representatives.
We're just a small-time soap company.
By the time you try to even do anything, this is already on the internet to millions of viewers, sir.
I really hope for your sake not, because we will come at you.
Sir, if you're gonna flap your red caped, your red mask flopping in the wind at me, you better expect the fucking horns, sir. We're coming for you. Mark my words. You remember this name, all right, sir? Minx from Keeping Current is taking you down today.
Big man. Well, consider yourself fucking served. I'm sending my guy.
I don't care about any sort of sir. I can beat you in the shit out.
We're gonna sue the shit out of you,
sir. I could beat you in the streets right now. You and your entire legal team. I will beat you all up for the sake of democracy. You heard it here, first viewers. We confronted these evil corporations, activists, government elites, the whole shebang, immigrants, illegal aliens, all the people coming to destroy the America you've come to build and love. These people today, they're tearing our nation down brick by brick. We can stop them. This is why we've done this charity event. We need to have our forerunners back in their place. Please keep donating to help break Grubby out, because he will be ready to take the fight to these evil stains on our American nation. You heard it here. This is Keeping Current, your only source of news. And please remember, small donations, like mentioned early, 30% of your weekly earnings. That's a small price to pay for freedom. Please keep donating. We appreciate every penny. On today's special charity episode, we'll That's such a bad one to fuck up. Feature. I know the fucking word too.